What's happening to Leeton as a result of the drought?
Well, clearly it's having a huge impact on our community, and certainly the way we farm is quite different because we're getting a lot less water allocation, and it's having a huge impact on employment. And the way forward, unless we can do something to try and have more equity in the system with the water that is available and have our fair chance at maintaining our industries that we have in our shire, we do have some problems in front of us, yes.
What is your opinion of the Murray-Darling Basin Plan?
Yeah, well, we generally support the framework of the plan. Obviously there's a lot of flaws we see within there, and we believe that we need to have more cooperation, if you like, with the states and the Murray-Darling Basin Authority, the federal government, to ensure that we pick up on the I suppose the concerns that we have as communities. A lot of that is with state related as such, there's no doubt, but it links in with the Murray-Darling Basin Plan. So it's certainly a lot of areas we need to focus on to try and get a better outcome and more certainty of our future.
Why has it been so controversial and unworkable?
Well, I suppose depending on what part of the basin you're in, there'll be all varying reasons why we need to change things. But I just think it's hard to get all the user groups and all the regions to accept that this plan is going to work, because the drought being in the middle of the rollout of the plan is really, I suppose, causing a whole lot of concern. It's related to the plan as such, but again, a big part of it is the drought. So I just think we need to clear up the issues in relation to the report from the Productivity Commission review that happened. I think there's a whole number of things there we need to do better, we need to act on those recommendations. So I think once we start doing that, we may instill some confidence in our communities.
The current water allocations and market don't appear to be fair. What's your opinion on this?
Well, the system says that's what it is. We just believe that because the conveyance water is taken out before general security holders get their allocation, we think that needs to be reviewed, because there'll always be conveyance losses. We just want to understand better how they calculate those conveyance losses, and effectively with greenfield sites opening up along the river, what it means is that water is lost in the process of delivering that water to less efficient parts of the basin, and effectively that impacts on the allocation of our general security water holders.
Are you aware of how many farms and businesses have been forced to shut down or reduce staff?
Well, there's no doubt about that. I mean, clearly businesses are suffering, and our community is suffering. Clearly an industry like Sunrise, rice growers, they've got a lot of employees that have lost their jobs, and they've got more employees who are going to lose their jobs in the coming month. So yeah, it is a major issue, and it's not just about what the farmers are doing, it's about what it's doing to our community as far as the loss of that infrastructure that's been built up over many, many years, and jobs that are going with it. So yeah, it is a concern.
Have you studied the Flowmax energy plan as an alternative to solving the water and energy crisis?
Well, I've had a glance at it. I haven't gone into detail. I know there's a lot of ideas there that should be tried and should be tested, and I think that the government should have a look at the plan to see what scope there is to actually look at least in addressing some of those ideas that have been floated out there, and certainly there appears to be some very valid opportunities out there.
Would you support a feasibility study plan proposed by Flowmax Energy?
Yeah, I would say that there's ideas within that I believe should be taken to the government to be looked at, to see whether we can get a roundtable discussion with people that might want to think about the future. And I'm talking about the future of the next 50 years. So it's not about a short-term gain, it's the opportunities that could come from these types of proposals that could take us well into the future and give us more, I suppose, certainty of sustainability of our communities going forward, because water is probably going to get lesser and less considering the impact of climate change and other factors out there.